Good evening, nation. Woo! Yeah, we're ready to rock. I'm your humble host, Cooper Cherry. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this.
I brought some candles and a Bible this evening in case Barack Obama gets elected. Got the Bible? Yeah. Take that, radical Muslims. The power of Christ compels you. Now get me some holy water.
Yeah.
So make sure you vote early and vote often to make sure that Obama doesn't get elected. In other election news, early voting took place on the Texas State campus last week at the LBJ Student Center. The lines were so long that Texas State students resorted to taking Adderall just to focus on staying in line. And I finally had a legitimate excuse to skip class. Recently, Barack Obama has been labeled a socialist for stating that we should spread the wealth around. What Obama really meant was that he wanted to make it rain, which I'm about to do right now in the studio. Let's
Make it rain.
make it rain, baby. There you go, baby. Woo! It's hard to make it rain. I don't know. But just in case, I have invested in a new wallet to carry all the cash Obama's going to redistribute to me. Now, speaking of Obama, did anybody watch his infomercial? I mean, who does this guy think he is? George Foreman? You know, the whole socialism claim really sticks in my craw. I mean, didn't both candidates vote for the $1 trillion bailout scheme? And in Alaska, where Sarah Palin is governor, natural resources are state-owned and Alaska residents receive yearly dividend checks from a $30 billion state account, built largely from oil royalties. McCain even admitted to Larry King that he doesn't really think Obama is a socialist. Excuse me, Grandpa, did you forget to take your pills? Clearly, Senator McCain had neglected his medication when he addressed a portion of the Western Pennsylvania constituency. He said, "I think you may have noticed that Senator Obama's supporters have been saying some pretty nasty things about Western Pennsylvania lately." The crowd booed in response, to which McCain replied, "And you know, I couldn't agree with them more." Maybe it's about time for McCain to get an Adderall prescription. Not only that, but did you guys hear about McCain campaign volunteer Ashley Todd? Todd, who had told police that on Wednesday night a black man robbed her of $60 at an ATM in Bloomfield, Pennsylvania. She said the robber then noticed the McCain bumper sticker on her car, punched her in the back of the head, knocked her down, and beat her, saying, "You are going to be a Barack supporter." He pinned her down and scratched the B on the right side of her face before fleeing, according to her original story. Well, the whole thing turned out to be a hoax, which was uncovered when people overheard Karl Rove calling Todd an idiot for getting the B backwards. She should have carved BS instead. This week, McCain staffers accused Sarah Palin of going rogue lately because apparently they haven't been able to rein in the hockey mom. Palin explained that it was just a mix-up. What actually happened was that she dressed up as the X-Men character Rogue for Halloween. Joe the Plumber was joined on the campaign trail this week by a whole slew of people with occupations as last names. Rosie the Riveter, Eric the Electrician, Sarah the Socialist, and best of all, former WWE star Brutus the Barber Beefcake. You remember that guy? Yeah, I remember that guy. And speaking of Joe the Plumber, there have been talks of a book deal for the media darling. The working title is Shh, It Happens. In international news, the U.S. military recently conducted a strike across the Syrian border, allegedly killing 8 civilians. Of course, President Bush responded, "We're all good because what happens in Syria stays in Syria." Yeah. In financial news, those merry pranksters over at AIG were up to their old tricks again this week, throwing a $1 billion executive party on the moon. Yeah. And they didn't even invite Lance Bass from NSYNC. That's all for Weekly Update this week. I'll see you next week, unless Obama unleashes Armageddon. When we come back, we'll have Raucous Circus.